do Cain, but Sarah and Teak and D-Love and anybody else who knows this poem, when I fuck up the order, Chris August might even know this poem, I expect you to just shout random stuff out, okay?
He's going to anyway.
Thank you. Not random, like actual stuff.
I make no promises.
Yeah, I know. That's why I clarified it. Okay. Oh, I just need a second. Alright. It's for you, Teak. On January 5th, 2009, Cain Maselli knew she'd be triaged as uninsured, just another asthma attack. She was just another emergency cutback. She knew... What?
Triage.
Oh, thank you. She'd be triaged as uninsured. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hang on. Just talk amongst yourselves. Seriously, hold on 1 second.
Talk so anyway. So the underpage.
I got it. Alright, stop talking. Andrea Gibson, whom I love, by the way. Fantastic fucking poet. And 96% of the reason why I decided to slam in the first place. Okay. On January 5th, 2009, Cain Maselli knew she'd be triaged as uninsured. Just another asthma attack. She was just another emergency room cutback. She'd have no choice but to swallow the medicine they gave her. Though she protested and said that prednisone, a common steroid used for respiratory distress, it would interfere with her antidepressants. Yes, she had an unstable history of attempted endings, but so does her city, and so do I. This life, it's all about pacing, and in that moment, Cain needed her heart to slow, her head to stop spinning. So, choking back clarity and eyes rolling up to her deities, she swallowed what could harm her and prayed for air. Instead, yeah, she got walking papers, but then what happened?
She could barely.
Thank you! You guys are awesome! I think Cain would be really, really touched by the fact that you all know this work. That's beautiful. Instead, it's gonna make me cry. Instead, she got walking papers, though she could barely walk, and tried to shout for help, but her breath was a fist hammering at her solar plexus. What is the sound of suffocation? Does it sound like, no, God, please, doctor, I'm not crazy today. Can't I just breathe? To the medical profession, her request came out as a menacing whisper, too close to the door of an overcrowded psychiatric ward with no more room for patients. The police report said she bit him. No, there's a security guard in there. What?
The underpaid security.
Thank you. Oh, what did I say? This is horrible. Thank you, but what did I say before that? Andrea.
It's awesome. It's a group piece.
Though she could barely walk and tried to shout for what is the sound of suffocation? Had no more room for patience. And then what?
If she was armed.
No.
No, that's later.
There's the voodoo, the proof of the voodoo.
No, that's way later. Oh God! I had it for a second and then it went away. No, that's later. So there's an underpaid security officer who was trying to like half a line, but the point is, they're escorting her out of the hospital. Okay. The police report said she bit him, clawed at his face. The fact that there wasn't a scratch on him was proof of her voodoo, her pagan queer magic. It scared them. So they arrested her, decided that a jail cell was more economic than a heart monitor, that a 5-point restraint system was wiser than a pulse ox machine, that handcuffs, they're more necessary than an oxygen mask. So go ahead, remove her like Hannibal Lecter, sedated and seething. If Cain had stumbled into that ER, blue-lipped and armed with a federal Blue Cross Blue Shield, would that have been enough to save her? Do lungs feel like levees as they gasp and break? At 1 a.m., Cain died, and no one came to check on the inmate in lockdown. At 3:02 a.m., they brought her back to Charity Hospital, though the hospital refused to admit that Cain was a valid patient in need of urgent health care in a desperate city. Everyone in the bayou cries, stale tears tight as my throat as I write this elegy to an Egyptian priestess. Rest, my reckless sister, this is what will recover. Cain knew that. She had been breathing underwater all her life. Woo! Those are my poet friends out there who know that so well. I'm gonna do one more. It's new. I hope to God I don't mess that one up too. But anyway, I did it today in the car, right? So I should be able to do it right now. It's called Don't Look at Me. Don't look at me. Sometimes what I want most is to be a wallflower, invisible. This body is a crooked weed pushing through your concrete. The first scar I remember was on the playground of the ground round. I was pushing my walker too fast for kindergarten, split my chin on the crossbar, but missed that slice of party pizza. Fast forward 5 years to the dent on my forehead or my tooth chipped on the radiator in the same week. At 13, it's my mother's fist sending my head into the kitchen table left me shaken and bloody in the bathtub, refusing to stitch this moment up. I know you don't want to hear this, but know this. Disability isn't pretty, it's permanent captivity. It's your brain held hostage by the firing squad of your own nervous system. It's never being able to run away from the damage. Even when you perfect blowjobs, because he'd be distracted and you'd be kneeling, he wouldn't notice how your feet twist outward and your shoulders curve like guardrails. I know the high beams of your staring, like I know the scars that crest up my thighs like a warning. I am an accident. You can't help but rubberneck at the scrap metal nests. I was 2 years old when they severed my hamstrings. I was 20 when those doctors said it was a really bad call. I was 25 when I stopped believing I was some kind of Wonder Woman who could still fly, because I fell so hard there's still a concrete building in my chest and my spine is full of scaffolding. I don't want you to call me courageous. And I don't want your pity like a bouquet of roses. And I don't want another one-night stand to save me from the full-length mirror in the morning. Sometimes what I want most is to go back 33.5 years to that blue baby, like paper held in the palm of her mother's heavy hand. Sometimes what I want most is to ask her why she stayed cradled in IV lines fighting for air when it would have been so easy to just let go. Will she tell me why we all struggle in the limbo of our own bodies? Will she give me enough strength to hang on to my sanity? She opens her eyes, says, "Look at me. Sometimes what I want most is for you to understand, Natalie, we are never too broken for this world." Thank you.
Woo!